Hi, everyone. I'm Amy O'Connor. I'm the Director of Meetings for the Endocrine Society, and I oversee pretty much the strategic direction of our national meeting, ENDO 2024, and then some smaller meetings. So what I'm going to do right now is give you a very high-level overview of ENDO. As Ben mentioned, we are going to be in Boston. We are very excited to be there. So Ben, if you can click next slide, I will go into a little bit of details. So we are expecting over 6,000 attendees. 2,500 of them are going to be first-time attendees, and we will have 80 plus countries represented. If you have been to ENDO before, you'll see that we have a wall that says, "Where are you from?" which is always fun to see how many folks are there from the different countries around the world. On the exhibit hall, we have over 90 exhibiting companies, and we offer more than 20 hours of exhibitor access. So in addition to the education sessions, you will have the opportunity to visit our vendors that are supporting our community. Within Endo Expo, we do have 90 plus exhibiting companies, as I said. The categories, the top three are pharmaceuticals, clinical research, and diagnostic equipment. We also will have over 20 science and innovation theaters, which are product theaters where these companies will come and talk about their products, some disease states, their services that they offer. So it's just a little more in-depth of learning about each of these companies. We also will have an opening reception and networking breaks in the hall over the course of the meeting. And as a fun little opportunity, we're going to have a bark park. We are partnering with a local shelter, and they are going to be bringing in some dogs for folks to play with, which is always a good kind of stress relief little break from the busy 3 days that we have, or 4 days that we have. In addition to education sessions, we do have a few DEI sessions and events. One of them is our health disparities poster preview, which is held in the expo hall. It's research is presented that is designed to educate and recognize endocrine-related health disparities. We also have a health disparities symposium, which focuses on the management and the outcomes of certain endocrine diseases as they relate to race, ethnicity, and other existing disparities. There's a minority mentor poster reception, which is open to all ENDO 2024 minority registrants. And this has a smaller poster hall, but there's also topic tables that address career challenges that face our minority community. And then we also have an LGBTQIA reception for those that are interested in that. Next slide, please. There's also the opportunity to advance your career. We have the Early Career Forum, which connects today's leaders in the endocrine community with those that are up and coming. We have a career fair that's in the exhibit hall that companies will come in. They will look at your resume. They will discuss open positions at their companies. So it's really a good hands-on opportunity to meet with companies for future job opportunities. There's also the fun Rising Star Power Talks, which is where trainees present their research in a very interactive, competitive setting. So if you are at ENDO, strongly encourage you to go see that fun event. As Ben mentioned, we have 8 SIGs, and at ENDO, there will be some activities there. So encourage you to get involved. And then we also have our professional development workshops, which are they're workshops that are designed to address current issues and challenges for trainees and early career professionals. And that is my high-level overview, and I'm going to turn it over to Janelle, who's going to talk about education.
Hi, everyone. My name is Janelle Johnson. Thanks, Amy. And I am Director of Event Education for the Endocrine Society. In addition to ENDO, I also work on Clinical Endocrinology Update, which is our online event geared towards clinicians, as well as endocrine board review. But today we are talking about ENDO. Like Amy said, we have a lot of exciting engagement, education, and networking opportunities available for you all at the annual meeting. If you're interested in learning what is a part of the program, I'll do a very high level overview here. but I'm going to steal something that Ben said earlier, and I want to drop the link to the online program in the chat and give everyone a chance to go ahead and click on that and save it. That is where you can explore where our program is so far. We're constantly updating it and adding more exciting sessions for you all. So Ben, you can go on to the next slide. This is just an overview of some of the different topics that are going to be presented. We have everything for, we have topics for our clinician members, for those who work in bench to bedside, for those basic science researchers are still in the lab. If you're interested in endocrinology, there is something for everyone. Next slide, please. I did want to highlight our plenary speakers, which include some of our Laureate Award winners for our first plenary session. Dr. Dale Abel and Joshua Joseph will be delivering our opening plenary on cardiovascular disease and diabetes. Our wonderful member leaders of our annual meeting steering committee have been working really hard to get some sessions that are going to be exciting to our members and are reflective of where the field is right now. What do our members need in terms of education? And so these plenary sessions are meant to be attractive to everyone, to all of our members. So we hope that you all are able to join us in Boston. Next slide, please. And then just a couple of important dates for those of you who are interested in attending and want to know what's going on with ENDO. In about a couple of weeks, we will be releasing our abstracts, which you all know will be presented on our exciting poster floor. There's no energy that can be recreated that is similar to that happens on the poster floor, where everyone is able to connect and receive feedback on their science. So we look forward to getting those abstracts out to you to begin reviewing, and you can see what you want to attend when you're in Boston. On March 19th, we will open our late breaking abstract submission. Those will be accepted until April 10th. And then in early May, we'll be releasing our mobile apps. So you can have the annual meeting program in the palm of your hands. You can start exploring all of those education sessions, professional development opportunities, and even begin connecting with those who are registered for the meeting and start seeing who you want to connect with while you're in Boston. So that's the end of my presentation on the program. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the email address at info@endocrine.org, and our friends and membership will make sure you get to the right staff that can help you out. Can't wait to see you all in Boston.
All right, thank you so much, Janelle and Amy. I really appreciate that overview. It's going to be a really exciting time in Boston in a couple months. Looking forward to seeing as many people there as can make it. So we had a couple of minutes. I just wanted to see if anybody had any questions about ENDO or about anything that we didn't get to earlier. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Dr. Hamas, for that great comment in the chat. Appreciate that. Oh, okay, we have a question. A resident attending the career forum. How do I sign up for the early career forum? Eleanor Day, our member services staff, can help you out with that. I believe that's in the membership profile section.
Yeah, it looks like unfortunately the application period had closed. The deadline was January 20th.
But yeah, that means that you can be aware of it for ENDO 25, and that the email should be going out for that prior to the application period opening. So you can definitely keep track of that and keep an eye out and get in on that next year.
Yep, last year it opened on October 16th. So
thank you for the heads up on that. Appreciate it. Any other questions from the audience? Great questions so far. Appreciate it. In the meantime, while folks are pondering and letting their thoughts percolate, let's see, Dr. Anastasopoulos, have you been to ENDO previously?
I think the past few years I have been a loyal attendant. I was not there all the time earlier, but sometimes I have to give the chance to other members of my team. We have to take turns. Somebody needs to stay behind to take care of the practices. But I wanted to say that there are a couple of other things favorite of mine in Endocrine Society. For example, you know how maybe the American graduates, they know the pain of having to do the recertification every 10 years. Well, I couldn't advertise or say personally there are better resources than the ones that the Endocrine Society is offering to the members. So for years, I've been getting the ESAP, like the one that has all the questions, that it's not only for the boards, it's also something that people can practice and see a little bit of their knowledge. Definitely, we are using them also in our fellowship program when we want to go over some things with the fellows. So that has been a very good resource of information. And the same thing about the session they do for the board review. Of course, that one I took it, let's say 2 years ago, because I took the boards last year. I'm not doing that all the time. But for people that are preparing themselves and they want to take the boards, those resources are very valuable. So I would highly recommend for everybody to look into this. And my personal favorite from the Endocrine Society is the guidelines. I think the other doctor mentioned that it's not necessarily that we say this is all that you need to know in endocrine, but it's something that it gives the starting point, and it's so helpful even in everyday practice. Sometimes you want to know what it is out there, what it is the standard of care. And of course, you'll deviate. We're not going to discuss that, but having some of these guidelines being put together, it's a lot of work, but it's a valuable help for all of us clinical practicing physicians.
Fabulous. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate those insights. That there are, a bevy of incredibly useful resources that are at folks' fingertips. So thank you for highlighting those. Really appreciate it. And Dr. Camilletti, again, I believe you're also on the kind of research side of things, and joining us from Argentina, I believe. So from your view, have you been to ENDO, or were there other resources that you tend to use in your daily work?
Yes, well, in fact, for us, it's very important to attend ENDO if we have the opportunity, because it's one of the best meetings for getting establishing future collaborations with other researchers, with other groups. People is very open-minded. I reinforce what the other researchers said, because it is like that. I felt a very friendly environment. We had nice talks during the poster session or after the oral presentations, and it's very an enriching experience for me. I think there are a lot of opportunities also for international students or fellows, and the awards are very important. So if you are not, if you are like me from Latin America, that may sometimes our only opportunity to travel there is to get one of these awards, because it can defray the cost of the travel, which is very expensive. I encourage you to apply for these awards, because the no is already there. So you have the chance to apply and get financial help. So it's very important. Yeah.
Great. That excellent. Yeah, very, very important to know those resources are there within the society to apply for. And those awards that I mentioned earlier could be very helpful for accessing the information.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
the education. Great. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate everyone's involvement here today. I want to try out these these networking breakout sessions, because as Dr. Hamas mentioned at the top of the session, there are 18,000 members of the Endocrine Society, and I know that joining it and walking into that can be a little intimidating for somebody new to the association. So finding a friendly face or finding somebody to connect to is so important. So I'm going to randomly assign folks to 5 different breakout rooms. We're going to have a facilitator in each of the breakout rooms. I'm going to quickly share my screen again. We have some facilitation questions here, a little like get to know each other, and finding areas of interest. So I'm going to open the breakout rooms now, and you'll see a little box pop up that will allow you to jump into those breakout rooms. So you can go ahead and join them. And